Howdy y'all. It does feel like it's been a while. I know I missed this week's episode of Sunday Archive, so just to kind of give you a little lowdown of what's been going on. I had a bit of a catastrophe with my dog who fell critically ill. I'll go more in depth about it in next week's video because I kind of want to talk about it a little bit more with you guys. There's a few people on Twitter were already aware of what was going on with her. So yeah, just to let you know, she's all fine. She's fine now, back up on her feet after pretty touch and go operation. But yeah, like I said, I'll talk about it more in next week's archive video. But obviously, I've got a lot on my plate, or I have had a lot on my plate, and I just, YouTube was like the last thing on my mind. So yeah, back to this video. Standards pickups video. I ain't got a massive amount of anime and manga this month. I've kind of been cutting down generally just because I'm pretty satisfied with what I've got in terms of reading material right about now, and it's only really essentials that I want to be picking up, and I want to be picking up manga of series I'm obviously already reading, catching up to things. So first off, it's not technically an anime, but it's based off of a manga, and I got the live action film of Crying Freeman. Whoops, sorry for the glare. The first manga entertainment live action release. Crying Freeman. I've got the manga. I read the first volume of the manga and I thought it was ace, so I'm looking forward to watching this. It looks pretty cool. I don't know how faithful it is to the original source material, but whatever. Only one anime I got this month. I already did an unboxing of it. That was Kill la Kill box set 1. I'm not going to get it out. If you want to see the unboxing for it, I'll put an annotation. You can see it around here. This is good. I've seen the first 2 episodes, very impressed with it. Studio Trigger is the animation studio behind this, and I think Studio Trigger is kind of like a spin-off of Production IG or something like that. I could be wrong. No, maybe not Production IG, maybe Gainax. I think it's a spin-off of Gainax, kind of like an off-branch kind of studio. Anyway, it looks pretty good, and I'm happy with the box set. Now onto the manga. I picked up the latest release of One Piece, volume 74. We have Sugar, Senior Pink, Treble, Luffy, Soldier, Frankie, Usopp, Violet, and Pika on the cover. Now this is a okay volume. I'm not too happy with the Dressrosa arc. I've already kind of explained why. I'm not too keen on the New World stuff. As I don't really feel it lives up to the pre-time skip things, but yeah, it's good volume. This is an arc that's definitely best read when in bulk, in volume format rather than weekly, as it can feel very slow weekly because it is a really long arc. It's been going on for a long time now. Next manga was actually a gift or something that I won from Immortalium, volume 1 of Tsubasa by Clamp. I won this in Immortalium's giveaway. So I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. He's one of my good YouTube friends, and we've got very similar tastes, namely Osamu Tezuka and classic manga works. Talk about classic manga. I got something pretty old, the Wolf's Rain manga, volume 1. This is one of 2 volumes of Wolf's Rain. I've really wanted to watch the anime for this for years now, as I've heard it's amazing. As you can see from the Viz logo, it's quite an old volume, but it's in very good condition. And I'm looking forward to reading it. I know this is a manga that's basically adapted from the anime. I don't know how good it is. I don't really know how good the anime is. It's just something that's really intrigued me about wolves, and that's literally all I know about it. It's just it centers around wolves. As for how old this volume is, I couldn't really tell you. I just know it's very old because it's part of the Editor's Choice line of manga, and that tends to be pretty old. It's probably about 10 or 15 years old, I'd hazard a guess at. Trying to find where else I could possibly say how old it is. I don't know how old this volume. Oh, here we go. 2003. Yeah, it's a pretty old volume. So yeah, that's that. Next volume, volume 2 of Pikachu. This 3-volume series. I bought volume 1 months ago, probably over a year ago now. And I need to buy all 3 volumes so I can just read it all the way through and then review it. Felipe Smith, an American or Argentinian American mangaka who published manga in Japan. This is his work from that period. Something new I got was Captain Ken Volume 1, Sama Tezuka. I helped kickstart this, so I'm very happy. I didn't kickstart enough for my name to be put in the front, because as you can see, you know, people who paid for it, you know, they get the names put in the front of the book. DMP are really doing a really good job. However, now if you want to get the published titles by DMP, now you have to buy them, you know, exclusively off of akadot.com, I think it's called, or you know, you have to obviously you know, sort of pledge towards the Kickstarter in order to get the volumes. They don't sell them in independent retailers, which is pretty of a bummer. As you know, there's quite a lot of manga that they're pushing out now that, you know, I would like to, you know, get my hands on without actually having to support the actual Kickstarter, because, you know, funds are always readily available. Anyway, whatever. I got volume 26 of Blade of the Immortal. Really need to capture this series before it goes out of print. Yeah, I've got most of the volumes already, but I think volume 31, which is I believe the final volume, just recently came out, and you know, it is a dark horse title. You know, I'd rather pick it up sooner rather than later, you know, in terms of collecting the entire series, so I can read all the way through, because I've heard how amazing this is. Namely, Code Provider, he says it's one of his, you know, all-time favorite manga. So, and you know, it's samurai and things like that. You know, I'm pretty interested in that. Kind of a blind buy here. Battle Royale, Angel's Border. I think this centers around a particular part of Battle Royale, part where with all the girls in the lighthouse tower, and they all end up killing each other. You know, spoiler alert. Well, not necessarily spoiler alert. If you know, if you've seen or read any Battle Royale, then you kind of already know what happens. I think this is just a homage to this. And I don't know if it's told like in a different way, or if, you know, the story's different or anything. I haven't read this, but I really like Battle Royale, so yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. Next, volume 5 of Buddha, Deer Park. I've read up to volume 4, so I haven't read this one yet. This will be my start of reading the second half of the series, because it's an 8-volume series, or at least that's how many volumes we're releasing in English. I think originally it's a 15 volumes long series, but these volumes are a little bit thicker than your sort of average. You know, tankobon, yeah, they're nearly 400 pages long each. You know, they're actually quite thin, but the paper quality is pretty shoddy, and the quality of the books as well isn't, you know, that great. But you know, I need to want this. Another newish release. In fact, it took me a while to pick this up. I believe it was released in December 2013, which, you know, I kind of feel ashamed for not picking up so sooner. And that's volume 1 of Master Keaton by Naoki Urasawa. Naoki Urasawa does the artwork for this. I think this is one of his works from the 80s. So the artwork is actually, it's still really good. I like the artwork, but you can tell definitely in his later works that, you know, he improves a lot, you know, from this. But the writer is Hokase Katsushika and Takashi Nagasaki. I don't know what other works they've done or what else they've written. I don't know, you know, what came about them, you know, teaming up with Naoki Urasawa. But hey, you know, I'm guessing it's going to be really good. And the book design is actually really good as well. Something that actually arrived in March, but it didn't come until April, was Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origin, Volume 7. This is Battle for Loom. This is telling the Shara and Sailor backstory. I believe it ends in this volume. I could be wrong, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. Watching, what am I talking about? I would like to watch the anime, but yeah, I think this is the you know, basically the 1 year or the 1 month war that occurs. You know, you see little glimpses of it, you know, in the start of volume 1. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this volume. I know it's going to be really epic. And finally, last but not least, a new volume of A Bride's Story came out, volume 6, by Kawamori. Usually I read these straight away when they come out, but I haven't actually read this yet. You know, I don't know, I haven't found really the time to read it. I know, you know, usually, I don't know, my mind's not been on other things, you know, my mind's kind of been, you know, all over the place, you know, this last, you know, week or two. So yeah, I haven't really had much time to be reading manga. All I've really been reading is Mu by Osamu Tezuka. I'm nearly finished that. You know, I know I've got a kind of a backlog on videos to do as well. Like I need to do a Buddha video. What else do I need to do? I need to review Mushishi, which, you know, I finished like weeks ago. And I need to continue watching what do you call it? Standalone Complex. So yeah, my head's a little bit all over the place right now. You know, even with the good news that, you know, my dog's gonna be okay and she's gonna fight to live another day, but you know, I'm still kind of you know, coming down from that I don't know, that initial shock for finding out that, you know, that she may actually be, you know, on her last legs. So yeah, I don't really want to end this on a bad note, but yeah, that's basically been my pickups for, I guess you could say, the past 2 months. You know, some of these are from March, or at least one of them's from March. The rest is from this April. So yeah, you know, thanks for watching. Comment in the section below, you know, what you bought this month, or should I say last month, April technically. Yeah, and I will, you know, I'll see you next week.